All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Pinball Expo 2025. This is one of the more highly anticipated games. I actually got to play this at Golden State, and I'm telling you, this is a banger. I heard nothing but, and this is from like people who run arcades. They're like, "Did you play Mad Max?" So I think they want to put this in and make money off of it. But it's a homebrew. And we're not going to go there yet. But we got Nathan and we got Justin. Justin, they're both part of the team, the Mad Max team. Nathan, which one of you is the main designer here?
We designed it together.
Together?
I did all the, most of the mechanical stuff as far as making it and bolting it together. And then he wrote every line of code. He did the GUI, everything on the screen and all the modes and everything.
Is this built in anything here, like fast, or what is it built?
We use fast boards and MPF for the software.
Are you a coder, Justin?
I guess I am now. Before we started this, I haven't really coded. I knew a little bit about it, but I haven't really coded anything. Nothing on this scale. And just doing this was a huge learning experience.
I bet. Here, let me just adjust this so we can see Justin a little bit. There he is. See yourself over there? Like, hi. All right, so Justin, why don't you get flipping on the game, and I'm going to talk to Nathan about the development of stuff. So, where'd the idea come from?
When he was a senior in high school, he was thinking about being an engineer and what he should do. And I was like, hey, what if we did like a pinball machine as a project to see if you like that kind of thing? And then we were like, well, what machine should we do? And the first thing someone said was Mad Max Fury Road.
Who was that someone, though?
This guy. And once that was said, we never even brought up another theme. That was it. We're like, yes, that's it.
Okay, so you guys
look back from there.
So you guys sat down in a living room with a pencil and paper and said, how do we make a Mad Max pinball machine, or how did that work?
He actually lived in Vegas. I live in northern San Diego, Oceanside area. And a lot of the decisions we were just talking over the phone on how it would be. We'd send drawings back and forth just to like rough draft the machine.
Lots and lots of phone calls.
And then I drew the whole thing up in SolidWorks.
Wow, look, okay.
Like if you open the SolidWorks file, it looks exactly like this. And then we made it.
We've got different homebrew people use different ways. Some you're the first I've ever heard you actually use SolidWorks, which is a professional CAD CAM software. Some people use Fusion, some people use a napkin. But did it help you get through SolidWorks to get to the physical for you?
Yeah, well, I'm a machinist, so I do CNC programming. I have SolidWorks already and have drawn tons of stuff in SolidWorks already, so that made it easy. And it made the layout really easy to do, I think. Just visually, I placed everything. And like SolidWorks doesn't really have simulation for the ball or whatever. I just see the solids just by like kind of looking to tell what would work and what wouldn't.
Hey, so Justin, how was it programming your first pinball machine? It's a little bit different experience than regular programming.
Sort of. In a way, it as long as you understand just inputs and outputs, then you'll just kind of get the hang of it with the code. In MPF, there's so much documentation on that it's just so easy to learn, like how to get a certain set of code done. And a lot of people, a lot of things in pinball are very like cookie cutter, like mechanic. Often, especially with Homebrew, there's a lot of unique things that might change a lot. But for the most part, there's a lot of things that are just they've been done before. People have done them before, so you can always talk to the community and figure out how to get something done.
Cool. So what's some of your favorite features about your Mad Max game?
Let's see. I really like the Newton ball lock, where we can lock a ball behind the Newton ball, and it's physical only, and it's stealable. Like any player can take it because it's a physical lock. So I think that's a cool feature. I think this jump shot is pretty unique off that upper flipper. With the tiniest upper playfield in pinball, I think. You have a shot to take as it's passing by, and that's it, yeah.
What are some games that influence this? Like some current pinball machines that maybe influenced you?
I think for sure Metallica influenced us.
I'm gonna unhitch
And
the pod.
because I had owned a Metallica years ago, so, and we weren't that into pinball when we started this, so since
Has that changed?
yeah, so when we started this, we had no pinball machines, and before we were done with this, his dad had 4, so
It is a gateway drug almost. Has either of you worked in like virtual pinball platforms at all?
That's actually something that I regret because we drew it up in SolidWorks, which is great for making the machine, and yeah, it's you can do simulation in it, but it's very tricky and it's a lot of work. But VPX, I've heard a lot of great things from a lot of people. They draw it up in VPX, and you can see how the game plays before you even make it.
It's almost like there are multiple paths to success, though, because Jack Dangers famously uses VPX to maybe hit as his napkin test, right? And some people actually use napkins. And you guys, I'm assuming you drew it out on paper first, and then you went for it.
straight to SolidWorks. Yeah, just I had like a blank plank of wood and just was moving stuff around.
Why not? That's your napkin right there, SolidWorks.
So I like bought all the mechs that I knew we were going to use, like flipper mechs and everything, and then measured them all out and made solid models of them. And then I could just move them all around the playfield in SolidWorks.
So one question I wish I had asked more Homebrew, but since you guys are a team, here's the question. How do you make a game, but how do you find the fun? How do you find the fun in the game?
I don't know. The fun sort of found us. We just, the way we started, we just had a bullet point list of all the features we wanted in the game. And then we got all those in. And then whatever we could do more, we added to that. I guess to make a game fun, for us, the theme of making it fun was making it brutal. As hard as the game could be, people would find the fun in that,
Yeah.
As far as the rules, the design, you wanted to have that sort of, I can beat this, but you can't really beat it sort of feel. Yeah.
Just one more.
Because that's always when you, I was about to say when you make a homebrew, but this is pinball. It's all the same, right? You guys could literally be selling this. I mean, outside of the license and stuff like that. This layout can be reused for an actual game. But when you guys bring it to a show, right? You like it to be brutal, but when you bring it to a show and you see the people's reactions, has that affected the gameplay? Like, have you went, well, maybe we should back off on this?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
At TPF, there was only 4 homebrews there, and there was like a 45-minute, hour-long wait, and most people got up, and the game's brutal, and just were done in like 30 seconds, and we felt horrible about that. So we put in some longer ball save times, tweaked the code a little to get to the multi-balls easier. It just more fun.
He's right. When it's home play, it's fun to have a devastatingly brutal game because it's just on free play and there's no line. You're just playing nonstop. But at these shows, yeah, exactly. We went to TPF. There was a lot of rules where people just couldn't get to certain modes because it was just barely out of reach. But we've done a few more shows since then, and like leading to now, a lot of the modes are so much easier to get to.
Yeah, you make a really good point because when it's home play, you can just start it up again. But even though people are not putting quarters in your game, they are spending the time to stay in the line. And if they show up, play for 30 seconds, they walk away.
Yeah, I actually felt bad. Like I wasted an hour of their time at the show because they just triple drained really fast.
So,
Like he originally had the game where you had to make the skill shot to get a ball save. So there would be no ball save for most people, and it was and the game's brutal enough as it is. So we added that in.
because I'm telling you this, the first time I shot this, I was having fun. And I can't quantify where that fun came from. I just know the shots felt good. The all the stuff on the screen. Who worked on the stuff on the
They
screen?
did 100% of the
Yeah, that was all done in Adobe After Effects using the .80 Godot on NPF. And there's just dozens of videos online that show you how to make these crazy good like graphic effects. And all you need is just like the way the Pinball GUI is set up in most games is it's just a video in the background with some fancy font over it telling you what to do. So if you could just get that down, it's not a lot of work for a really good looking screen. You know, when we first started, probably the hardest part of the GUI was we want a complex rule set, but you have to balance that out with letting people understand what they're seeing. You know, we had a GUI that just had numbers everywhere, you know, all these rules going at once, and the thing, you know, it didn't look fun. It just looked like an accounting book. You know, it looked like homework. So a lot of work was spent trying to keep it as simple as possible, you know, only showing the player what they need to see, a score, ball, free play, and only things as they come up.
And a lot of the stuff that you want them to do is reflected in the inserts, correct?
Yeah.
How did you handle doing all your inserts and stuff? Like, what's underneath?
At first, we had way more inserts on the playfield, and then the guy who was doing art was like, where am I going to put art? There's no room for art. So, yeah, there's how you know, we told him what we wanted. We wanted a Morton Joe and, you know, all the characters. And he's like, yeah, where do you want that? There's no room for it. So that's how we moved most of the lights to the apron. That's how we came up with all the lights down at the apron.
So Justin, talk me through a little bit of what you're doing. If you can play and shoot at the same time, what is your goal in Mad Max?
So your goal is to defeat all 5 of the Warlord bosses. You got Duke Warrior, Rictus, Immortan Joe, Bullet Farmer, Slit, and the People Eater. And once you defeat all 5, that'll unlock the Wizard Revolution. That's your ultimate goal. And of course, there's a bunch of other things to do in the machine. You know, you don't want it to just be a game where you're only doing one thing. I like it to be a game where it sort of presents the opportunity to you. And you see the flashing shots and you go, yeah, I'm going to go for that. So if you want points, you got to put the points in the boss. But it's always fun to put points on little side objectives and little quick things. Everyone has a different way to play pinball. Some people like ramps. Some people like just bashing the target. Some people just like playing in multi-ball the whole game. You know, so it's trying to create a wide variety of play styles all in one game.
What are some games, and I'm assuming that you looked at a lot of rule sets when you started doing this. What are some games or rule sets that resonated with you?
Wow. Well, my dad bought those 4 machines, and those machines were Godzilla, Alien from Pinball Brothers, Black Knight Sword of Rage, and Stranger Things.
You got a killer collection. Oh my God. What a diverse set of rules right there.
Yeah, it was, you know, taking a lot of, and, you know, some of those games have really deep rules like Godzilla. That just keeps going forever. So
I would say probably Black Knight Sword of Rage influenced us the most on the risk reward, where you can like go for more bonus and like end up losing it all.
Yeah.
Like simple, like that one shot you just keep going for to build up your bonus. And
a lot of it was trying to combine complex with simple. Like Black Knight is a very simple game. It's just start the boss, beat the boss, move to the next boss. But you know, a game like Godzilla just has all sorts of things going for it. So we were trying to balance those two in sort of our game. But there was a lot of other games too, like Metallica, obviously. That was probably the first game that we looked at for the rule set. And that's sort of more macro, at least. That's sort of more like Black Knight, where it's just you get through the songs, you know, and there's some multi-balls on the way. So we were just trying to aim for that sort of play style where you can do the main objective, and there should be a main objective, but you can always play the game how you want to.
I love the shots through the back and coming out the front. Who thought of that one?
Like when we first thought about the game, we decided we wanted 3 ramps and the 3 pipes, because in the movie at the beginning, Immortan Joe opens up the valve and the water comes shooting out of the pipe. So that's like one of the first design decisions we made. Yeah, to like represent those water pipes. And there's actually a multi-ball you get to where you have to lock a ball in each one of the pipes. And if you fail during the locking sequence, the ball's over and you hear Morton Joe just say, "Do not become addicted to water." Turns the valves off and you see him dry out and it's ball over.
God, this is so nice. I'm just gonna take a look and see what's going on here. How long did it take to from concept to pretty much 1.0?
5 years.
It sounds about right. That's like the sweet spot. That sounds about the sweet spot where you can. A lot of the home brewers are about 3 to 5 years to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he lived in Vegas. I'm in Southern California, so about every 3 or 4 weeks he'd come for a weekend, and we would just work really hard, and then it'd be a couple weeks off. So we could get it done faster, and we should have got it done faster, but.
A lot of time is spent on deliberation, like whether you should do this or that. There's a lot of option paralysis, because it's such an open-ended idea. There's so many ways you can take this thing. A lot of time and toil is spent on just figuring out.
Yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Is this a good idea? This seems like some decisions are really risky and they like change the game completely. Like our in-lane out-lane switch, where we kind of have it like Fathom, where the in lanes are the death lanes, stuff like that. Some people really don't like that kind of stuff. Some people really like it. So it's just a lot of time is spent trying to figure out what's the best thing to do.
So what's the next? Are you guys gonna be a team, or are you both gonna go solo and do your own solo careers?
We're
Or
a team.
what? I know you maybe don't want to tell me, but are you working on another game?
We haven't done any work. We're just kicking around some ideas.
Got some ideas. I think if we're gonna do another one, it's going to be something crazy. Probably some sort of head-to-head game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sort of like we showed the Monster House the other day, or whatever it is. Well, thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. This is Mad Max, and are you guys going to be at any more shows, or is this it?
This is probably it for a while. We might do Indisc, even though it's not like homebrew centric, just because it's so close to my house. So, all right.
All right, Mad Max, we're here at Pinball Expo 2025, and we got a couple more to show you, so stick around.